Please note, this session is being recorded.
Hello.
Yeah.
You guys can hear me, right? Hey, good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning,
Good
Smriti.
Good morning, Satya.
Yeah, good morning. All right. So we planned for today, like we'll be going through the project sheets what you guys have created, and then we can continue with LOD and other functions, remaining functions, right? So should we go ahead with the plan, or do we have any questions before we get into that? Any questions, clarification required so far? Whatever we have done. Okay.
Satya, the concepts are clear, but while yesterday I was trying out few things,
Yeah.
without referring to your video, I'm not able to do actually. Maybe with practice only it will come.
Okay. What were you trying to do?
I was just trying to create the hierarchy and try to plot a dual axis bar chart actually. But I tried off my own, I could not do it. And then I went back to your video, referred to that, then I was able to.
Okay. Okay. But were you able to do finally? If
Yeah,
I
finally, I was,
right.
yeah, I was able
So,
to do.
so even I mean now if this for the second chance, if you need to create it, can you create without looking at the videos or taking any reference?
That's what I'm not getting that confidence actually.
Okay. So I mean what exactly happens when you create? So hierarchy means what? You need three fields or two fields in order to create one hierarchy, right? That
Yeah.
is clear. Okay. So what kind of doubt or things you come across? Well, let's see. I mean, let's go ahead with your workbook, right? And then we can go through one by one what you have tried to create and what you wanted, right? So we'll go through both.
That book I have not done actually. I was using another data set yesterday, a rock kind of thing.
Mhm. Yep.
Nothing logical to present actually. But that's what I felt like. Maybe with the practice, I'll get those things. But all of a sudden, I mean, it's like I'm getting lost in between.
No, no. See, that is true. In one go, you won't be able to do it. You need practice, or maybe at least you need to work on that particular concept one or twice or thrice, right? So it's all about how frequently you work on these things, then you will not face any problem. But if let's say if it is the first time or you're working after a long time without kind of revising it, then definitely there would be some problem.
Yeah, I
Okay.
also felt the same.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So we'll start. I'll just share my screen and so I received the first workbook from bio. So we'll go through that. So, Beo, I'll be just sharing your workbook here, and we'll go one by one to different sheets. Maybe you can just explain that what you have created here. Right. So, Bio, before I go ahead and ask any question, did you created these as per the requirement? What was there in the Word document, or these things you have just created, whatever you were comfortable with?
Yeah, I was not getting, I was not understanding the project, so I
Mhm.
created it on my own.
Okay, so which means these are not as per the requirement. We have just created whatever was possible by your own. Okay,
Yes,
so what is the goal behind this chart?
like for this one, I created a three map of our monthly income and the working hours. So I want to know for each employee, the hours they work and how much they make monthly.
Okay. So tree map showing monthly income and working hours.
So this is the total monthly income and working out. Okay, for here it's showing total monthly income and the working hours in year for the year. So it's like it's an annual thing. The total monthly income for the year and the total working hours for the year.
Okay. So people working in life science department,
Yeah.
this is the monthly income. So when we say monthly income, which means this is the sum of salaries of all the employees in that
Yeah.
particular department
Yes.
and total working years.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I will not go to the data points right now, but things like we have mentioned here as monthly income and working hours, right? And over
Mhm.
here, what we have said, if you look at the tooltip, it says monthly income, okay, that's fine, but total working years. So maybe we can convert that into hours, or if it is hours, then let's change that label into month total working hours. Because if you say years, it seems too much to me. 6,800 and 15 years,
Okay.
right? It's kind of confusing.
Okay.
Right. But this is just the simple representation. But again, if I ask you like what insights you are getting out of it, do you have any insight? Or you can say like, okay, this is the information out of this chart. Any logical insights we can create?
Logical inside of what I was trying to visualize.
Mhm.
I was going through the data uh, to visualize possible requirements
Mhm.
with income and hours against the department. We're just playing around it.
Mhm. Yeah, so if I ask or if I look at this chart, the only thing which is clear to me, or it's very clear to everyone, whoever is looking at this chart, would be like life sciences is the department wherein um, we are paying maximum salary to the employees, and maybe there are most of the employees who work in the life sciences department. That's why working hours are too much, right? I
Okay.
think that's the only. I think that's the only thing we can predict out of it. Not predict, but yes, we can see as a descriptive statistics. Vice versa would be human resource. Human resource team or department has the least number of employees. I mean, employee number is not there, but again, looking at the salary and monthly income and total working years, we can say that.
Okay.
Right. Any other thing, Smriti? Do you see any other thing out of this chart?
No, Zita, like you said, the highest and the lowest salary departments we can see, but
Yeah.
not like it's some KPI kind of thing out of which we can decide something.
Mhm. Right. So by one more thing here, we can drag the employee number basically. What I mean is employee count. So that will tell us there also, like life sciences department has maximum number of employees. Medical has 464. Similarly, human resource will have only 27 employees. Right. Now, whatever number we are showing here, that will you will be able to relate. Right.
Okay.
Because there are number of employees, because life science has the highest number of employees, we are paying too much salary to them, whereas human resources has least number of employees, 27 only, and maybe that's the reason that the total working hour and monthly income for this particular department is minimum.
Okay.
Right. Now, looking at individual chart, this is the information. But as soon as we'll be looking this chart against the attrition in those departments, then we would that because human resource department has least number of employees, what is the attrition against it? Attrition percentage, right? So that type of information will come once we'll start comparing.
Hello.
Okay. Next thing, let's move. Okay, so one thing we just need to change year, what is coming into tooltip, into hours. So monthly income, working years. Okay. Now I got it. Why we are getting years. So total working years. So if you look at this data, the total working year is basically the field. Total working years. This is the field which talks about the total experience
Okay.
of a person,
Okay.
right? So, okay, I'm just trying to think. We were saying the least number or maximum number. That may not be true in this case because how we are relating this with the salary or maybe the total number of employees. Because total working year is the total experience of a person working in the department, right? For a particular department or visualization, if we can take related fields, that will help to kind of create a meaningful chart. Okay, we'll move forward right now. Yes, this year field, this total working years may not be a related field with the total number of employees or salary.
Okay.
Okay.
So is either we we convert it to hours or we don't talk about it, right?
No, so for this is the field. Let's say I come up with an experience of 12 years, right? But within the current company, I'm kind of working from only last 2 years. So this is the 12 year, not the 2 years. This is 12 year like my total experience. That is what I have put for this particular department. So this is not related to hours, first of all, right? So it's not working hours. Field, I guess, related to working hours is standard hours. Okay, yeah. This you might take if you want. So So again, these are the standard hours. So you can say like in life sciences department, there are 606 employees who contribute, or they contribute to this total, this much of the total income monthly, and they work for 48,480 hours in a month.
Okay.
Can we say that? Yeah. Now, if this is in hours, that's fine. But earlier it was, that was in years, and that was the total experience. So now whatever we are talking about, it is related to one particular, you can say, month. I don't know whether it's a monthly filter or not. But again, I hope like the records are not repeating for a particular employee. If not, then it is fine. Okay, let's move to the next one. So performance rating by department. So, okay, human resource, sales, and research and development. Okay,
Mm.
so if I ask you here, we said that performance rating for sales is 1399. Or if I say performance rating for research and development is 3039. So
Okay.
what is the meaning of 3039 over here? What are we able to understand out of this number? Does it tell whether this department is doing very good,
Yeah. For yeah,
or is it telling that?
it's from the chart. It shows the research and development they are doing better. Their performance rating is good. But I think in this case, in this chart, we need to add a unit.
Mhm.
We need to add a unit because right now it's not even showing. But anyway, from the bar chart, it's showing the performance rating is doing good, followed by sales, followed by human resources.
Mhm. Right. So showing the sum on department level will not be correct here. You are right. We need to show the unit. Unit basically for a particular, or maybe we can find out the average, right? Average rating per department. So average rating means, let's say a department has 100 people. What is the average rating of those? Then we would know, okay, overall this department is doing good. It is on the higher side of bell curve. Or if the average rating of department is lower, then we can say on this department people are generally not working good, right? So at the place of sum, because sum doesn't make sense here. If I, let's say there are 1,000 people in this department and everyone is getting 111, still it will be 1,000,
Hmm?
right? So
Hmm.
adding or summation for performance rating will not be a correct measurement. We can go with average. So let me convert this in average and then let's see what happens. 3, 3, 3. Now you see here. It is 3.16, it is 3.13, and this is 3.14. Now if you see, research and development department is definitely doing good right now. Is still, but the average rating of human resource department is better than average rating of sales. Whereas in first case, it was appearing like this, wherein sales rating was looking at 1399, right? This was the main reason because the number of employees were more here. If you see here, I just show the count of employees. So if you see, human resource department has only 63 employees, sales department has 464, and research and development has 961, right? So if I add the rating of 961 people, or if I add the rating of 460 people, or if I add the rating of 63 people only, definitely this is going to be the top, this is going to be the second, and this is going to be the. But as soon as we did the average, it started showing me the average rating in this particular department, right? Which is 3.16, 3.13, 3.14. Let's format it further to look a little better. I'll say to maybe 3 decimal places. Yeah. So now if you see, this is the top department, this is the second one, and this is the third one. You can further maybe work on here, edit axis, show this as something like this. Or maybe you can change into the line so that it will show that there is a dip in this particular department, right? Is it good now, Bio?
Yeah.
Right. So we need to see like what type of KPI or measurement or measure we are working with. So we need to see whether, I mean, what type of aggregation will work better. Performance rating by department. Now, or looking at this, we can say that people in human resource are working better than the salespeople, and the performance of salespeople is very poor among all other departments. Okay, bubble chart, job role versus monthly, hourly, and daily rate.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
In a real life scenario, as in if we're working our project, so the product owner uh, brings the job
Mhm.
for us, so it's left for we the developers to offer our best service as in be able to visualize it properly.
Right. So, but here I would say like the developers who are at the entry level or very junior, for them this justification works properly. But as you grow in the ladder, right, you need to recommend or you need to get into the discussions with product owner whether the requirement is correct or not. Because most of the time, because a business as a business owner or as a product owner, they just come up with the requirement. Sometimes it will be there like the requirement is not feasible for the tool what you are working on. Maybe you are that is not possible in this tool. You'll come across at many scenarios. So in those scenarios, you need to get into the discussion with product owner or the scrum master, wherein you will discuss, okay, what is feasible, what is not, and what suits better than what is recommended by the product owner. So it's Scrum, in Scrum meeting, this is kind of leverage what each team gets for the discussion. So if you are able to recommend few good things, I think that's very good, right? And that is expected out of the senior resources.
So, that okay. In other words, for entry level, first of all, we work as a team. So for entry level, we report to a senior developer, right?
Right.
Okay. So discussion with the product owner will be done by a senior developer or
Yes.
or a business analyst, whichever one.
It depends on the organization cultures. See, generally, I mean, in the corporates, uh, I have not seen the strict hierarchy that you cannot reach or you cannot go ahead and discuss about the business requirement to product owner directly. You can keep your seniors in the loop, but always you can drop an email to anybody in the organization. But yes, you need to keep in loop your seniors. You should not jump over the hierarchy, right? That's a good behavior out of corporates. If your senior are available, you can directly ask them. Otherwise, you can drop an email to a product owner and keep CC or in the emails with your seniors.
Okay.
Because ultimately, your seniors are going to provide you feedback or they are going to see your performance, right? So they need to know that what exactly you're doing. You're raising valid questions.
Okay. I got it.
So let's move to the next one, bubble chart. Job role versus monthly, hourly, daily rating. So rate, not rating. So daily rate, hourly rate, and monthly income. Okay, so over here again, if I say, because we have taken some of daily rates, some of hourly rates, some of monthly income. Okay, so Bio and Smriti, one thing I think you can follow when you're working on whole population, right? Let's say bulk of the data, where the numbers are not common or same for population. So if I say daily rate here or hourly rate here, each position, each department, or the people of different seniority level, they will have different hourly rate, right? So adding everything into one, I don't think is going to give a better picture, right? We are saying that manager role, irrespective of the department, they have a daily rate of this, hourly rate of this, and this is a monthly income. But and people in the sales department are earning maximum.
So it's not right. What I noticed now, it's not right to say some in this kind of cases.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to understand by showing these numbers in the scatter plot, what exactly we are trying to do. So the only one thing I can, get as an information here, that the job role, it's not talking about the individual employee or individual departments. It is saying that only sales executive is the kind of role which earns maximum in the organization. Whereas sales representative, they fall into the bottom category. People in life sciences, they they come into middle range, as well as the human resource people. No, human resource also, they fall into bottom category. These are generally life sciences one, healthcare representative, manufacturing director, laboratory technician, right? And then managers are here. irrespective of the department again. And then these are the sales executive. Fine. I mean, I don't see anything wrong, but in terms of clear information, this is the only thing which I can figure it out. That by job role, which is the most earning or um, the bottom people within the organization, right? Anything else, Bio? You are able to, you were trying to show?
Practically, that's what I wanted to try. I was trying to compare using the bubble chart to compare the job role with against the monthly, hourly, and daily rate.
So
Wow.
it's not showing the comparison, right? It's simply saying it's kind of scatter plot only, bubble chart which you have used. So it simply says that our sales executives are earning highest and the human resource people are earning lowest. Basically, the distribution of earning capability or capacity of different job roles within the organization.
Okay.
Next.
So that brings me to my question. So, how do we know the right chart or the right tool to use when given a project?
Can you please repeat that?
How do we know the right chart to use when given a project?
Okay.
The right.
So, mhm. So for this, basically, I shared one image. Let me go to Google again. I shared one image on the WhatsApp group. Chart types based on, sorry, data type of, yeah, let's see, type basis variables. Okay, if you look at this one, I think similar kind of this image what I shared, right? So if you see, look at this core center first of all. What would you like to show, right? If you need to show the comparison, you need to go this route. And over here, you have two things. One is if you want to show the comparison over time, like with the date and time, how things have been doing, then you need to go this branch. And if you want to just compare different items, right, irrespective of the time period, then you need to go this route, right? Now, further to that, if it is over the time, then you will see it is the few periods or many period. Many period means there is a huge time span. In that case, you will prefer a trend line, or this is called, some people call it spider chart or cynical chart, cynical data, right? So most of the time you will see line chart being plotted if you have a huge date range, right? But if you have only 1 or 2 years and you need to show only simple bars, you can follow this route, single or few categories. Many categories, again, you converted them into lines, right? So this is the decision making what you can do depending on the requirement. On this side, if you simply want to compare items, then you can go for with bars, or this is the kind of heat map wherein you can see not heat map, basically it will be the bars in a cross table, right? Then bar charts or column charts. So this is for the items where time is not a component. Over here the time was the main component. If you simply want to show the distribution, then you need to go into come into this site, wherein First one is histogram, then line histogram. Basically, it is linear way of histogram, which is bell curve itself. The standard, we talk about normal distribution, bell curve. So this is that only. If you simply want to compare two variables, scatter plot is the best one that shows the distribution and comparison whether they are correlated or not. And if there are three variables, you can use this one, which is 3D chart, 3D area chart. Right? Now, some of these will be easily possible in Tableau, some of these will not be possible. That is also true. Things like this 3D chart, it will not be easily possible in Tableau. The chart like this circular area chart will not be easily possible. For this, you need to do some kind of customization using multiple variables, defining axis, rotation, all that. Now, if you just simply need to show the relationship, you use a scatter plot, and it was here also for distribution. So relationship like correlation. Whether if one variable is increasing, what is the impact on the second variable? Is it increasing simultaneously or it is decreasing? So that type of relationship. Now bubble chart is again for relationship, right? So that's why I was kind of not able to make complete sense out of these things. These both are type of scatter plot only. It is just the representation in type in form of bubble, and this is for the dots or small elements. Composition basically shows the participation of different variables. So you have waterfall chart, stacked chart, pie chart, stacked area lines, stacked area chart, and column charts. So depending on the requirement, you will simply ask your question that what you want to do, and then accordingly you will move in a particular branch. Right? This will help you to choose a chart for your particular visualization.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move ahead. Crossbar, employee details. Okay, basically cross table. So employee table, employee number is there, department, job role, gender, marital status, and hourly rate. Okay, so hourly rate of
The employee by department. Hourly rate against the employee's number.
Mhm. So this is for one individual, right? An individual.
Yes, this one is for each individual. Number one, it makes 94 bucks.
Mhm. Okay, so this is just simple information what we are trying to show here in a cross table, right? But again, okay, this is just the information we are showing that this particular employee number has a hourly rate of 92, or what is their gender, what is their marital status, what their role they're working on, and what department they belong to. Okay, fine. So I think this is the straightforward cross table.
So okay, for this in this case now, I was supposed to add the currency, right?
So currency for this rate.
Or it doesn't matter, as in maybe put rupees or dollars. It's currency sign.
No, it definitely matters. Not only for this chart, even here also, wherever you have shown, let's say monthly income or hours, right? So if it is related to income or amount, showing currency sign is a good practice.
Okay. Whenever I'm talking about money, when I talk, yeah, talking about money, I should indicate it.
Yes, that's a good practice to show. Even here, I mean, in all the charts, basically. But here, if you say that it is a direct dollar sign you are going to implement, then I would say that's fine. It says hourly rate. Okay. It says hourly rate, so that's fine. I don't think there would be an issue. You can simply go ahead and say currency, and you can select dollar, and that will appear like this, right? So $48 per hour because it is hourly rate. So $66 per hour. Fine.
Okay.
So should we move to the next one?
Yes,
Pie
please.
chart. Yeah, pie chart, monthly income versus department. So monthly income, we have taken some. Okay. Now this chart and okay, these are educational fields. Okay, this chart. This is again by departments, and our pie chart is again by department. So now, if I say both charts are showing the different information, it is showing monthly income by department, and this is showing your performance rating and count of employees by department, right? So if it is a specific requirement to show in two places, then it is fine. But these both things can be clubbed into one, right? If you go by this picture also here, we are showing the composition only, right? So this pie chart, and look at any of these two charts, we are showing basically the composition, nothing else but the composition, that how much these departments have. So we can easily combine these both charts into one, pie chart and this one, in order to save, you can say, size, another thing, space on the dashboard, right? Other than it is fine. One thing, the amount is different, right? Amount, yeah, monthly income is different. Here it is around 4 lakhs, then 31, and then 60. But if you look at this slice, all these slices look same, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are
Um,
not as per the amount what is mentioned here.
mm,
So in pie chart, we need to make sure that whatever number we show here, this slice should belong to, or the size of, or the angle of this slice should be similar to this amount. So
mm,
for that, because we have put this monthly income here, we need to drag the same onto angle, right? I just pressed or control, holding that, and then dragged sum of monthly onto the angle. So now if you see, it's just 4 lakh, this 31, and this is 60. Fine?
yeah. We need to do, in other words, we should always double check our work properly. Make sure
Yeah.
everything is okay.
Mhm. Right. Now let's move to the next one, which is dual axis chart for rates. So daily rate and hourly rate. And we have taken some over here. Okay, now the question should be, it's a comparison, right? We have done the comparison of daily rate versus hourly rate,
Mhm.
right? Are we comparing apple to apple or are we comparing apple to oranges?
If I'm comparing apple to oranges,
See, if you see here, we are trying to compare daily rate with hourly rate,
okay.
and that is what even okay. That's that is something else. But yes, daily rate and hourly rate, can they be same ever? Ever, I mean, will there be a situation that they are same?
Daily rate, hourly rate can't be the same.
Exactly, right? The things which can never be same, not even I would say near. So, is it valid to compare those things? No, right?
It all depends. You could want to you could want to compare it to say to know the difference.
What I mean, comparing daily rate with hourly rate doesn't give me a good picture here, but yes, just one change will give a better picture, right? That what I would have done, I mean, in this scenario, I would have taken like this, right? I'm comparing daily rate of different departments and hourly rate of different departments. That in human resources, my hourly rate is 4,000, whereas hourly rate of research and development is this. But it's still, again, this is again not correct. Why? Because we are doing some.
So
Whenever
in
we
this case,
talk, hmm?
okay, to be average.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know, like in research and development, we have huge number of employees, 600 people. Whereas in sales, we have 400, and in human resource, only 60 people. So doing the sum will not be a feasible thing here. And in comparison, we should not take sum generally. So average, and over here also average. So now if you see, the average rate, hourly rate in human resource is $64. In research and development, it is $66. Whereas in sales, it is $65 hourly rate. If I talk about daily rate, it is going to be $751 for human resources, 806 for research and development, and sales for it is 800, right? And that will this if you if I ask you honestly, it will look little realistic also, isn't it? That somebody makes 800 bucks in a day or 65 bucks an hour.
Okay. I think now it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we are able to compare within the departments now
Mhm.
for daily rate as well as hourly rates. Okay, so one more chart to go. Line chart, employee count versus training times. Employee count and training times. training times last year. Okay, let's see what category it falls into. So what we have done, employee count versus training last year. We have employee count on y-axis and times training times on. Okay,
So this category falls into comparison, right?
comparison. How? Line chart, employee count versus training times last year. What are we comparing here?
The employee counts number of employees at the training and the amount of employees that went for training last year.
Right. So that's not the comparison, that is distribution.
That's distribution.
Right? That these many people went these many times in the training last year. So even if you go here in the chart, relationship, this is distribution. So if it is a single variable, yeah, it's a single variable only. So any of these two you can represent. It says few data points or many data points. So in our case, there are very few, like 1 to 6. So we can always go with the histogram. Basically, what we have tried to do is the line histogram, right? Like there have the people, basically, if you look at this chart, it will say the people who have gone one time in training, they are 54 in number or 71 in number, right? The people who have gone twice, they fall into, I mean, there are 500 employees, 547 employees, they have gone twice for the training. Over here, you can say there are 491 people or employees who have gone thrice for the training, and 123 people have gone for 4 times, 119 for 5 times, and there are 65 people who went 6 times for a training, right? So this is the distribution type of chart, and you have used it. So there are a number of charts in the Tableau. This is also one of them what you have created, right? Line one. You can represent the same into employees, and then similarly you can create histogram also. But for histogram you need bins. Over here these are already buckets, right? 1 to uh, yeah, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. For a better representation of histogram, this is already correct, right? I'm not saying it is wrong. It is already correct. In order to just change this into histogram, you can have these bars. Okay, it's not histogram still. For histogram, you need a proper bins. For bin, either you can go ahead and these were the training times. So you can convert that into discrete numbers, and then you can bring it into dimensions. So that is also possible. This is also correct. So that's fine. Okay. Now you have created mostly the distribution, and then what do we call these charts? These charts are basically composition, right? So distribution and composition, and one chart related to relationship, but relationship was not clear actually. It was a kind of this scatter plot here under the distribution. Try to create some charts related to actual comparison, and relationship, actually that's a scatter plot only. So focus on this comparison also, like for comparison what are the better chart types available, and those can be used. Okay. Now, looking at the requirement what I gave, I wanted you to do some analysis wherein you can say that these are the major factors why people are, leaving the organization. And the comparison could be like in different departments. First of all, you show like which department has the highest number of attrition, and then you need to show, okay, if people from this department are leaving the organization a lot, what are the reasons? It could be less amount of the salary, less job satisfaction, less work-life balance, right? Because you have all these fields here: work-life balance, total working hours, right? Standard hours, relationship satisfaction. So you can first of all tell that this department has highest attrition. These could be the possible reasons, right? So you can show the comparison of work-life balance in between three departments, work-life balance between different type of job roles, work-life balance between different type of educational field. So those comparison you can show. Okay. So it was a good try. That's fine. But while looking at the data, see that what all fields are available and they can be used. So I'll just save it for a moment and we'll move to Smriti's workbook. Okay, Smriti. So you're showing age-wise attrition bar, gender, age group, male, female, and attrition. You have did attrition, yes. Okay. So what are you able to get out of this chart? What insight you are getting?
Just I mean, I can't conclude anything because again it depends on what is the count in every age group that I have not presented anywhere actually. Rather, I have used that filter attrition equal to S. So we can just say like we're just presenting it gender wise for this particular age group. Let's say 18 to 30 I have made it a group and 30 to 40, 50 to 50, 50 to 60. These are the numbers of people got terminated.
Right. So maybe we can just simply go ahead and show labels. So that shows under 18 to 30 age in female section we have 41 attritions, whereas in the same group of male we have 59, right?
Yeah, but that again also is possible, right? Maybe the male employees are more, that's why the number of attrition is more. I'm not showing the whole number anywhere actually, or
Right.
else I could have.
So in such scenarios, at the place of showing the count, if you show the percentage, right, that will show a clear picture, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. How can you do that? If you need
We'll
to show.
create a calculated field.
Right.
Uh, total number of okay. Total number of okay. Count of employee count. Sum of employee count minus sum of employee count where attrition is yes. Okay. How will do that?
Okay. That gives me an idea which I didn't cover yet in terms of calculated fields, right? So let me just create one calculated field here for you, right? Why please look at this because we have not covered this so far. just one calculated field in order to create percentage. So I will say attrition percentage, and here I will say, so what is the formula which you are going to use, Smriti?
Sum of employee count minus sum of employee count where attrition is yes divided by sum of employee count into 100.
Okay, so generally 100 we will not use here. We'll simply divide the total number of attrition divided by total number of employees. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I will do, and for attrition, you have a field called attrition. This shows yes or no, right? If it is yes, which means it is attrition. If it is no, which means it is not attrition. So I'll go and say calculated field. We'll say if attrition is equal to yes, then 1, else 0, and end. Will it look, is it fine? For records where attrition is.
Yeah.
I will close this in a bracket. We'll say do the sum of this and divide by total number of employees. What is the total number of employees? That is, I will say
Sum
count.
of this
We can take sum of,
employee number.
no, in that case, we'll take count, right?
Okay.
Count of employee numbers, because we
Yeah, if
cannot add
employee count, we can take sum.
what is there in the employee count.
It is like one everywhere, hard coded one.
If it is one, yeah, definitely we can take that. We can
Yeah.
do sum of employee count. Okay, and we can do that count of employee IDs also, employee number also. Both will work. So what we are doing within a calculated field, we are trying to find out the total attrition by applying this condition, and then we are dividing by the employee count also. If I do that, I get this field here, and now if I show this on our labels, so you will see it like this. Now we just need to convert this into percentage. So right click, format, number, percentage. Let's keep one decimal place, and it's here. Fine. So it shows in female category we have 28% of attrition, whereas in males we have only 24% of attrition. So you were right, Smriti. Earlier the bar over here, I mean even in the current scenario, the bar is quite high if we compare this group and this group, right? But the percentage of this is less, which means compared to female group of 18 to 30 age, males have less attrition. Fine.
Yes. Can I remove that employee count there because the 24% is looking bigger than 28% if you compare my.
Okay. So yeah, you can do that, right? You can do that, or you can drag that also here in order to show the number, because on tooltip you're already showing it. See, in this scenario, what should be the better thing? Create a dual axis, right? What I would suggest, go like this, make it dual axis, percentage, convert that into line, and employee count, take it as bar. Now see, okay, one more thing here. For this particular thing, I'll remove this from labels and we'll try to put sum of employees onto label. Now, what do you say?
Yeah, much better.
Right? 146 total females. Out of that, 28% have a triad. Over here, 240 people. Out of that, 24% have a triad. Right? But still, one thing I don't like here, we have done the buckets basis male and female, right? And what we are doing right now, we are just comparing this age group to same age group under male and female. So what we need to do again and again, I'm just looking into onto this bar and then this bar. We'll do the same thing for this bar and this bar. Won't it be good or better if we put these bars together? Same age group,
Yes.
but male female, right? So we just put it like this. Now, male female under this age group,
Yeah.
male female under this age group. See, over here, I'm not saying it is right or that one was right. The only thing is the angle through which we are looking at the data. It
Yeah.
depends on the requirement, right?
More. Yeah. This is more easy, more descriptive actually.
Yeah. So both are right, right? Neither first one was wrong nor this is wrong. It is just how we are looking at the data and what is the requirement. Sorry. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Age-wise attrition tree map. Age-wise attrition tree map. So basically, you're showing the same thing, right? What you had earlier here in the bars. You're showing the same information in kind of heat map,
Yes. Okay.
right?
Yeah, I've done like same logic. I mean, same scenario, three different charts.
Okay. So what exactly it is? I mean, see, earlier it was clear by looking at the chart that you were trying to compare. But over here, the comparison doesn't look good, isn't it? Because why comparison doesn't look good? This box talks about male, 18 to 30 and 59, maybe the employee count. Yes, right? What we are comparing this against? Hmm?
Yeah, this is not. Again, we are missing the total employee count here, so this is not saying anything.
Right. I mean, total employee, that is a different case. But if you're saying we are comparing, then what we are comparing this against? Or either you tell me that I need to search for this box and then go and search for this box, then I will say, okay, this is the same age group and we can compare, right? So for that type of activity, this is not right chart. Okay. Where it is used, let's see. If I go here, this is generally, it will fall into, okay, column width, no. It's a kind of area plot. I don't see that type of chart here directly, right? But if I go here, what it says, trees map by one dimension and two measures. Mm, you can use this in case of distribution only, not distribution basically. It will be kind of the last category what we had here, composition. This type of chart will best fit in terms of composition. When you want to show that which category has what contribution or composition among the population, right? In those scenarios, these charts will best fit in, but not for the comparison, of course. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Now, if I say gender-wise attrition lines, so again, it's the same. Okay, you mentioned like 3 scenarios. So it's the same thing. What we have here
Yeah.
in terms of lines. Fine. 41, 59. Fine. Let's move. Department role-wise attrition sidebar. Okay. So male, female, research and development, sales, and human resource. So different roles among male and female, and then departments. And this is attrition again. Okay. Fine. It's simple representation. Any specific insights which you are getting here?
Yeah, like the high and low points, we can say like for laboratory technician, uh, that is the male which got terminated more. If not the other thing. And we can say like male managers got never terminated. Kind of thing. Although the female count is also low.
Okay.
And human resources, it is uniform. It's not gender based. This
Hmm.
interest.
Right, right. Again, scenarios like this, that percentage will be a better measure to show, not the
Yeah.
count.
Hmm.
Okay, okay, fine. So same table, same thing in the cross table format. Then again, same thing, right? These were the vertical bars and this is the horizontal bars.
Yes.
I mean, there isn't much difference between this and this. We simply remove the gender, that's it, right?
Yes. And here we are saying that those who got terminated, what is their job satisfaction index and percentage?
Okay, yes, yes, these fields. Just job satisfaction, but again, the same problem here. See, job satisfaction is a right metric for an individual, right? If you're tracking this on a particular person, then it gives the correct picture. But for a population, if you add everything, the meaning of that metric will fade away, right? Uh, you're adding all these things, so it will not give a clear picture. You need to find out average. Over here, average, right? Because if I say sum, just think about it. We are saying percentage salary hike. So are we saying that in human resource department we give 166% hike? In for sales executive, we gave 844% hike.
It should be average actually, so not the
Right?
sum.
Yeah. So it will be average. Now you can say, okay, yes, sales executive got 14% of hike, wherein in human resources there was 13.8% hike. Performance rating. Okay. Average, right? The average rating is around 3, just a little bit different. But in these scenarios, because we have plotted what? Job satisfaction, percentage, or average performance rating. So in these scenarios, showing the legend will be an important factor, right? What you have done here, I think you have placed the color by job role. There is no use of this color over here actually. Or is it telling anything? The color which you have dropped,
No.
right? There is no use of this colors. I know that this is related to sales executive. So why to put a color over here, right? Color is put onto those fields wherein we can talk about intensity, high and lows. Basis that we should put colors, right? In pie chart or other things where we are showing the composition, then it's a different case. But for cross table or wherever we have a number, we should put color basis high, low, or intensity value. So in these scenarios, in this scenario basically, because why I raise this point, my average job satisfaction, though here we have numbers starting from 2.2 to 3, right? We can show a scale. Basically, let me tell you, I'll just remove this color first of all. Then I'll show this is what average job satisfaction. So I'll drag this field onto colors. Now if you see here, right? This is the legend here. It says that minimum is 2 and maximum is 3. So all the values will fall between 2 and 3, right? Does this make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the only thing which is not good here, as of I did job satisfaction on color, and what happened, it got applied to all of my 3 fields. That is not good. This scale is applicable only to average job satisfaction, right? Not to other fields. For others, there would be a different scale. Am I right?
Yeah, that will be better. Let's say job satisfaction index in blue, average performance in red, and another one is green or yellow. That will be better.
Right. It's not the better, but it's the correctness also, right? It is not correct right now. It is wrong. This scale is
Yeah.
applicable to only this field, not to these fields. So how can we do that? Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me tell you here. Um, I shown the similar kind of scenario by creating dual axis chart, where we were having the different color scheme for different measure, right?
Yeah. In the column area, can we pull individually one by one instead of adding it to the marks area?
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, see, I know because the approach which I told you, I'll just go back so that everybody will remember that what I'm talking about, right? Bar dual chart. Mhm. Okay, I was talking about this thing. For each column, we have a different color scheme, right? We created this by dual axis chart. But I remember, I mean, I was taking one session in that I got this input from one of the student. They said like in the latest version of Tableau, this feature is there that without creating the dual axis chart, you can define different color schemes for different measures. I forgot that where it is, but it is possible to provide a different color scheme for job satisfaction. Okay, you're telling that let's drag this here, right? What happened? Average job satisfaction, average salary hike. One more field. Average performance. Okay, fine. Yes, it's doable now. So you're with me, right?
Yes, sir.
So we'll go here, first of all, uncheck this. Okay, we got the labels for each mark. Let's do one thing. We had table, right? Cross table. So I'll just convert this into cross table. We'll say text. Okay, no, it doesn't look good. Okay. So let's put this label, first of all, align it properly into center. I'll change and then job satisfaction is still there on each color. That we need to remove. For job satisfaction, I'll put job satisfaction on colors. There we go. For percentage, I'll put percentage on color. For average performance, I'll put average performance on color. Something is wrong. I got only two scales right now. Where is the rest
So
of the things?
manually, because average job satisfaction and average performance rating both are falling into the same range, 0 to 3. So I think that is the reason it is stating both of them common.
No, that should not be the case. If that is the case, it's wrong. Which one we are? Job performance we are not getting, right? I think I unchecked that, right? That's why it is not coming. Show filter, show tooltip. I kind of earlier it was there, right? I crossed it, so that's why it has gone. So I need to see how to show that again. So legend, no, it's a format actually. Worksheet, show legends, caption, title, cards, reset cards. Yeah, reset cards. You got it again, right? You got the three scales,
Okay. Yeah. And you
right?
can change the colors as well, right? Instead of blue.
Yeah, correct. That was my next point. So edit color. For here, we may select some other range, maybe starting from red to green. Apply. For this, we can go to some other color, maybe blue to or red to blue, whatever. For this, we can take some other color range. Fine. So this is how we have different colors for different measures with different scale. Formatting of the label, you can play with it. Right now it is 3 decimal places. So for each you need to go here and kind of change it, the decimal format into 2 or 3, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so that was the last chart, right? Oh,
There will be
there's one.
one more.
There's one more. So it's again job satisfaction, percentage salary hike, rating, job role. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say much actually. Just saying that wherever the job satisfaction is high, the
Mhm.
performance rating and the salary hike also high. Means those are like uh, indirect relationship actually.
Right. It is just because the number of employees in these segments are high. That's why.
Yeah, maybe.
It
Yeah,
is some, right? That's why. If you change this into, as I said earlier, average,
average.
things will be different, right?
Yes.
Okay, why we are getting two colors here? Any
It is
idea?
actually for the departments
Hmm.
colors by uh, two colors. Okay, maybe in the HR resource, we don't have designation like manager. I mean, managers are not treated at HR resource level, so we don't see that at all. We see only one blue bar that is for human resource department.
Okay, so
Human resource is a job role, I think.
basically, these are not the departments here. These are the job roles,
Job roles.
right? But we have put the color by department. So what's happening? Human resource job role will not be in the sales department or in life sciences. Human resource will only be in human resource department, right? What I'm trying to say
Yes.
is human resource designation will fall under only human resource department, not into these roles, these departments. Similarly, sales representative or sales executive, it will fall only in sales department. It will not fall into research development or human resource, right? These are the department specific roles. But manager is a role which will be there in each department, right? In each department, there would be teams, and each team will have a manager,
Yeah, correct.
right? So that's why manager as a job role falls into two departments: research and development and sales. Which means in human resource we don't have manager. Okay, fine. Okay, but that is why we are getting the different color here. So what type of this chart is this? I mean, if I look at this, these are the simple column charts or bar charts, you can say. Column chart, right? But if you get this type of scenario, what it is?
This is not a valid one actually. I can't take anything out of it.
No, no, no. It's
Just,
making complete sense. I'm simply asking what type of chart it is.
it is like comparison chat.
Yeah, comparison chart. But the specific name given to it is stacked bars,
Yeah, stacked bars.
right? This one, stacked bars. Fine. Okay, so that was it. But I mean, see, looking at the data, what we did, I mean, both of you, you have created charts uh, looking at the data, but if you focus on the other factors of other fields also, because what we did here, we have focused on very limited fields. In our data, we had a lot many information, right? See, we have a business travel. Just think about a story. Looking at the data when you create visualization, right? It is all about story, that how you create. You can create your visualization and then you can draw a story around it, right? So when I say story, basically you can say, okay, looking at the business travel, it seems that there are people who travel frequently, right? Because of the job. They are very, you know, prone to leave job very soon, right? Maybe because of travel, because of work travel, business related travel, they are losing on their work-life balance. It could be one of the reasons that they are tried a lot. So you just show the comparison, right? The high trend of business travel and lower trend of work-life balance. So draw the stories like this, relate fields, and then draw your story and then show that thing here. Then it will show a clear picture, right? You can. I remember, like, Bio created one view wherein he was showing the number of trainings in last years, number of trainings attended by people in the last year, right? You can relate that with the attrition and show the people who were highly engaged in the trainings are less in number or less prone to leave. But the people who attended less trainings in last year have high tendency to leave the organization. Right? So these type of storylines you can draw. There could be multiple scenarios here. If you see here, like environment satisfaction, right? Maybe the environment is very good, but the job environment is not that good. Few people are highly involved, but they are not satisfied, right? Few people have a good Few people will have a good monthly income, but they are not happy with the other things. Relationship satisfaction is here. Uh, total years, total years with the current manager, or years since the last promotion. That there are people who have not got promotion from couple of years, and maybe that's why they are not happy. What else, guys? Think about it. What we can do. Smriti, Bio,
Yes, yeah. Many other things can be done actually.
right?
I just focused on that attrition and employee count.
Yeah.
I didn't think to relate it to others.
Okay, fine. So I would, kind of, expect, once again, I mean, if you can just look into the data, create some visualization once again, right? Uh, with some storyline this time. This was the
Yeah,
first time we just wanted you to just create anything, whatever you want. But this time, look into different variables here and try to draw a story, right? When I say story, basically there should be three or four charts. They should be related, right? You can say this department has high attrition. These are the possible reasons. And you can show third level also to supporting your reason or your hypothesis. Okay. Any questions so far? Right. So I think, highly focused on bar charts. There was one pie chart.
Hello, excuse me.
Yeah, Bio, please tell me.
Now, my question is still this calculated field.
Mhm.
How and when do we know? How do we know when to use it? Sorry.
Okay, so see, first of all, again, I said, I think from the beginning also I mentioned, first of all, you need to see your data, first of all, right?
Okay.
Look into your data and first of all, see what values are already available and what else you can draw, right? While reporting, most of the time we focus on percentage, average, or aggregation values, right? But if you look at your data, any data given in the world, the direct calculation would be either count or sum that you can do anytime, right? But in order to create any other aggregation or custom calculation, you'll need to create calculated field. Over here in Tableau, it provides you like average, count, and other things. But things like this percentage, there is no direct formula for it. You need to write a formula in order to get the percentage, and that is what we did here. Similarly, uh, I was supposed to discuss, I mean, LOD functions today, but if I say right now this attrition will talk about overall attrition, right? But if I say what is the attrition rate in a particular department, how do you calculate that, right? If once you start thinking in that line, then you will figure out, okay, in order to calculate this, we need a particular calculated field. This attrition field is different. If I ask what is the attrition percentage per job role, for that there would be a different calculation. Are you getting my point, Bio?
Okay.
Right? If I say what is the attrition rate per job percentage, sorry, per job role, then there would be a different calculation. This field we will not be able to use. If I say what is the daily rate for people, what is the daily rate for females and within the age of 18 and 30, right? That would be a different calculation. We cannot directly use this day rate, sorry. So it's all about, the thought process, the business requirement. But once again, yes, after reading the requirement, you need to think on which level you need to calculate it. Tomorrow, I mean, once we'll meet, we'll focus only on LOD. LOD is a line of a level of detail. Basically, that's all about custom calculations.
Hello.
Bhaiya, I think Satya is having some network issue. I will connect that.
Hello.
Bhaiya, I think Satya got disconnected. I think he will be connecting back.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. All right. So is that all for today? Hello.
I think we have 15 more minutes. He will be connecting back. Let me say.
Hello.
Yeah, Bio.
All
Sorry.
right.
Hello. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually power cut. I just on hotspot. But yes, so this is the business we kind of identify, create character fields.
Your network is not clear. It's breaking.
Can you please repeat? I didn't.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, better now.
Okay.
Mhm.
You were saying something. Okay. Let me call you guys on maybe mobile.
Satya, I
Is
think we are about time, so we can continue tomorrow or else if you are facing any network difficulty.
is
Yep.
is okay now? The network is clear.
Okay. Fine. All right. So just ping me. I mean, in case of any question on WhatsApp, I'll call you up. Or else we'll meet tomorrow and okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Bye bye.
thank you.
No, man.